made a YouTube channel. Everyone on TikTok and Instagram was asking me for like an in-depth makeup tutorial, but obviously YouTube is the place to do long, in-depth videos. So here we are. It's honestly funny because I feel like my eyes are looking somewhere else, but I'm really looking at the camera because I never filmed this way. This is my first YouTube video, so try to go easy on me. Honestly, for today, I'm just gonna do like a plain, basic, more simple makeup look just to show you guys like all the techniques that I use and just like how I blend everything together. Going in with Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Serum, I apply on my two cheeks and on my forehead. I love this because it's just very lightweight, but it also has like a grip. The makeup grips on very nicely. Going right in with my foundation, I'm using the Maybelline 30 Hour Wear Foundation. This is in the shade 129. It was right in front of my face. I like to put one pump on each cheek and then one on my forehead. I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. I'm blending with this Naked Sundays foundation brush. I like to blend into my neck. I don't know if everyone knows this, but you have to blend into your neck. Like, I feel like it's 2025, 2026 almost. If we're not blending into the neck at this point, like, what are we really doing? I think like the reason a lot of people, even in real life, like ask me, how does your makeup look really flawless? How does it look like that? Like, you know, help a girl out. And I just feel like it's all about the blending and the skin prep. Honestly, there's many factors, but I feel like as long as you know how and where to blend, your makeup will never look patchy or like, you know, cakey, and I don't know. I just feel like it's all about blending. You know what, I think I should just give up already because I didn't even press record and I just applied my contour. Anyways, I am using the Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. This is the shade Serene. You really don't need a lot of this. It's very intense. Using this Sigma Beauty Soft Angled Cheek Brush, I'm blending upwards, like almost, not almost, literally into my temple and into my eye. Okay, see that blended perfectly, but we definitely could use a little bit more, but I'd rather put less than too much and then have to like take it off. So I'd rather just go in with a little less and then apply more after. I like to go really upwards. I want that lifted face. My face is super round. I need like a little snatched lift. Even for here, it's nothing too crazy. I just put a tiny bit and blend that. I'm just gonna like add a bit more because it looks very natural, which is nice, but I want a bit more of like an intense look. I like to blend into the hairline. I mean, my hair is not really gelled back today, but still, we don't want any like cuts and any harsh lines and things like that. Just a smidge more. Again, blending very much upwards. See, that's more of like a sculpt right there. For my concealer, I'm using the Hourglass Concealer in the shade Khaki. This is more of like a basic look, like I said, so everything I'm doing is not too intense. It's pretty like just kind of light or light to medium application. This concealer is pretty full coverage, so if you want, you can put like a little less, but I'm just gonna go right here in the inner corner, a little bit here in the outer corner, and then clean up the contour right there. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Do you guys remember when I was doing the other side videos? I don't even know if you guys remember. Sometimes people will comment and be like, oh, you're the other side girl, and I'm like, other side. You can also put a little bit here. What is that English accent that just came out of me? I am taking this Sigma Beauty brush. This is the High Cheekbone Highlighter brush. Honestly, I use it as a concealer brush because it's a little bit like dense. Like maybe I created it to be that way. Like I kind of like used so much product and made it dense, but maybe it used to be like fluffier. But I use it as a concealer brush because I feel like it's the perfect size and shape, and now the perfect density because I barely wash my brushes, which is so bad, but I'm so lazy. Anyways, I blend my concealer like this. I kind of shape the nose the way I want it to be. I kind of go down into wherever I have redness more, and then down here. So I have a brighter under eye, and then lift it up here so that it's like where I'm going to do my shadow, it's all gonna be like harmonious. And it's just gonna go outward like that, just to give the lifted look. And then for here, we can just carve it out like that and then blend downwards. And then we will go back in with the contour brush to blend it all together. Back with the contour brush, and I just go over that just to make it look very blended. See, I love that like snatchness. Is that a word? Then for the forehead, it's pretty simple. You just keep it in the center, and again, I'm gonna go back in with my contour brush. Like so. Perfect. For blush, I'm using this Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Blush Trio. This is so underrated. I feel like even me, I've only recently started to use it, and I especially love this red right here. It looks very bright, but it is so nice once applied. Either these are super intense. Honestly, I have never even tried that one. I would love to try that. I'll try that next time. Look how bright that is. And I know Victoria's Secret models used to use like red blush, so if they did it, then I want to do it. I like to keep my blush lifted. And I told you, this is super intense, but look how stunning that is. We're gonna go in and blend that soon. I just wanna apply first in the area that I desire, keeping it super lifted so that when I look straight, it just looks here and not dragging down here. But we do have a lot of excess on this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make my hand red. And I will take the brush and just blend it better. That is so stunning. It's almost like in the under eye, which is what I really like when I'm doing a blush. I like when it just, you know, it's like cutesy, it goes here. I love that. I don't like when it's going down here. Sometimes I do accidentally get a little bit too low, not gonna lie, and it's a different look. To make it even more blended, I will take my concealer brush and just go over that so that it's perfect. She clearly needs a refill, but I am obsessed with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Setting Powder. It's literally almost finished because I use it practically every day. Just go a little bit in to the under eye. Like I said, this is more like a basic look, so I don't want to go too heavy on the powders and the products and everything like that. I will definitely make more videos of doing like more full glam with like powders and like loose setting powders, but for now I just like that little airbrush finish. You can see that is a perfect under eye. Pretty much set my whole face with this, and it just looks super airbrushed and natural. You can also use like a fluffy brush for this. I'm just using whatever I have at hand. I'm using this Powder Puff, but I like to use, why am I blanking? I like to use fluffy brushes because I feel like it just gives a more natural effect, like even more natural than with powder puffs. And then I'm going to set over here. I'm pretty much setting everywhere, but not too much on the blush because I like to keep it more like glowy on that area. See how everything is just super like non-cakey and very like harmonious. I love this Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette for any basic look or even any like full glam look. I feel like it just has all the perfect shades. I think I'm gonna go right into this shade right here, and I'm just gonna blend that into the outer corner and into the temples. It's honestly like the perfect warm brown shade. The brush that I'm using is this Morphe M331 brush. I feel like I kind of use this for like every shadow. I don't even like switch my brushes often. I kind of like stick to one brush for like almost a full look, which I don't know if that really makes sense. Honestly, I just make it work. I'm going out into the temple because like I always say, I want everything to be more harmonious. When we're gonna clean it up, we're gonna have more of like a harmonious vibe going on. I think I should tattoo the word harmonious to my body because why am I obsessed? I'm just gonna go into this shade right here. It's like a cool tone beige, and it just looks really nice right here in the center into the inner corner just to like brighten everything up, and it just gives like a very nice like soft glam vibe. Taking a little bit again of that darker shade just so that we can blend it together. Yeah, we like that. I'm taking this little brush by Morphe. It is the M382 Eye Detail Brush, and I'm grabbing the black shade here. And before I apply anything, I always just like dab off the excess so that I don't have any like harsh lines. I'm going right here just to create like a little shadowing. See, that is already super intense. Like I should have dabbed off more, But it's all good. I told you, we blend, and everything works. And I just like to blend it upwards so that like when I do clean it up, there's gonna be like some sort of like shadowy blend, which is really nice. I try to keep it like straight and out, not so much like upwards, because I just don't like that look. I'm just taking the brush that we used before and blending it all together because I want it to be very blended. Taking a flat brush like this is by Sigma Beauty. This is the E15. And you can either take concealer, but I'm going to be using foundation just a little bit over here, taking a bit of the excess off. So it should just look like that. And I'm going to clean that up right here. Kind of like going a little bit straight and a little bit lifted. Something like that. I try to get it as even as possible on both sides, but sometimes it's hard to do on camera. What is that sound? So annoying. Just taking the excess of my powder puff and going back in with the powder. Taking a small angled brush. This is the Makeup Forever brush, and I don't know what number it is because it's all messed up. But I'm going back in with a little bit of the black shade that we used before. I'm just going to make a tiny line, kind of like tracing the line that we just cleaned up, because I want it to look like that, which is much nicer. So now it looks like we have a liner with some blended like black shadow, which is really nice. And that is how I get my shadowing to look like the way it does, because I blend first and then I add more shadow after. Taking this Huda Beauty, how come I can't talk? Taking this Huda Beauty Icy Nudes palette, and I always apply this shade. It is called Bling. Take a little bit of my finger. It is literal glitter, and I just dab it over my lid because it's so pretty and I just love it. Every time I put this on, people ask me what I'm wearing on my eyelids. It's this, you guys. Didn't we say we're doing a simple makeup look today? You know what? I'm not even gonna put anything in my waterline, okay? That is simple. I'm using this Benefit Fan Fest mascara. It has like a little angle, which I love. I feel like it grabs my lashes nicely. And I'm going right in with that. While that is drying, I'm gonna do my bottom lashes. I like to have my bottom lash, I just poked my eye. I like to have my bottom lashes look very long as well, because I like to give that spider lash effect. So I'll do like layers on my lower lashes as well, but you don't have to be as careful because the lower lashes tend to not be like very clumpy. Like they pretty much always just like separate themselves. I'm just doing my second layer of mascara, and you can tell how much of a difference that is. I'm just taking a little Q-tip and taking off that mess that we made over there. Honestly, it's much better to wait till the mascara dries rather than do it when it's wet and it just smudges everywhere. When it dries, it just comes off like, you know, pieces. Taking this YSL All Hours Hyper Bronzer. This is the, actually, I don't think there's any shade. I think it's just, there's for sure shades, but like, I don't know the shade name. I'm using this Dibs double-sided brush. I'm just gonna take the bigger side and grab some of that. And I'm just gonna add it where we contoured because I like to just accentuate the bronziness a little bit. You can also add some on your cheeks, just a little touch. Taking this Morphe brow gel, I'm just gonna set my brows in place because they're all over the place right now. I also like to do different things to my brows sometimes. Like sometimes you'll see me gel them all the way down and do like a sort of brow lamination look. But yeah, that's not with this kind of gel. I think that's more with like a brow glue or just like a harder gel. Lip combo time. MAC lip liner in the shade Root for Me. I absolutely love this shade. If this is too dark for you guys, you can also do the lip liner in the shade Cork by MAC as well. I I just go in and blend that with my finger. And then how cute is this tiny little Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Velvet in the shade Kiss? It's so cute and small. They have obviously bigger sizes, but recently they sent me the mini ones and I think they're so adorable. I love everything mini, like little mini products are so cute. I just put a little bit in the center of the lip and kind of blend it together. The lip velvets are very, very comfortable on the lip. Like it's a matte look, but it like blends very nicely. Like you can just like, it glides on your lips. Super smooth and it just doesn't feel dry. I go back in with the lip liner and just kind of go over the lip velvet. My favorite lip gloss, Kiko Milano 3D Hydro Lip Gloss in the shade 05. This is really one of my favorite lip glosses. Like I use this in almost every lip combo and it just adds so much. There's like sparkles in it and it's so beautiful. It's like the perfect shade of pink. There's also the shade 17 that is really nice. It's just like a bit more pigmented and more like darker pink, but this one is perfect for like a dark lip combo where you want to keep like the depth of the lip combo and not have the gloss take over, but also just add a touch of like pink with some sparkles and shine, and it's so beautiful. Look how perfect that is. Okay, I do want to add a little bit of highlighter because I feel like it would just slap, so I have to add. I just received this Dior Beauty Backstage Glow Maximizer palette, and the shade is Frosted Opal Glow. I absolutely love this as a highlighter. I feel like it just gives like that sparkly highlight, and I feel like it'd be so cute. Yeah. And right here, grabbing a little brush, I'm just gonna add right there. Oh, yes. Giving me everything I need and more. Yeah, that is exactly what I wanted. I have this little mole right here, and if I don't fill it in, people think I have dirt under my eye. So I do want to fill that in. I have this little Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeliner, but I think it might be a bit too like warm toned. I think I need more of like a cool toned, and I found this little Giorgio Armani Beauty eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadow, but I really like the applicator. So I'm just gonna clean this off and we're gonna dip in to this and apply it. It's kind of like hard to fill it in. Yeah, that's much better than if it's not filled in at all. And you know what? I'm in the mood for a little bit of like beauty marks. Maybe I'll put one right here. That's cute. That is the final look. I think it actually came out really nice. I really like this added little beauty mark that I did there. I really hope this was a good first in-depth tutorial because I do want to get more active on YouTube. So if you guys want more, just let me know. I'm here to listen. Thank you for watching my first YouTube video. I love you guys and I'll see you soon.